It's a Maxwell Street revival with Greg Roberts and Guy Quintino. Stick around. We'll bring you another BluesToDo calendar and a giveaway. What's your reason of the week for the blues? It's real music for real people. BluesToDo TV, your connection to blues in the Pacific Northwest and beyond, with the winner of over 20 blues awards and still singing the blues, Marlee Walker.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, I do have an audience, and it is always nice to have an audience. Tonight, some great music coming your way. You stick around. It's a Maxwell Street revival. If you know your blues history, that means Chicago and old school Chicago. So, as people call it, this is the real stuff. Stick around. We're going to have some fun tonight. Also, our CD of the week comes from Irma Thomas, and we always start with the CD of the week. I had a really hard time picking among the 15 tracks because I only get 3 to play, or even just part of 3. So it was tough because it's 25 years of her career with Rounder, plus an additional few projects she was included in, multiple nominee for the Grammys. She actually won in '07, and it was, I thought, one of her most moving releases after Katrina. So let's give a listen. Irma Thomas, Queen of New Orleans Soul, here on BluesToDo TV.
And the two of us, we were so happy, as I recall. But now the rain falls around it, and loneliness surrounds it, and I'm in the middle of it all. My friends look at me and say, I wonder.
Ah, yeah, that Arthur Alexander tune really suited nicely on that release, After the Rain. It was actually in '06 she recorded it, but '07 she won the Grammy for that. And in the middle of it all, that track, and she was right in the middle of it all at Lake Pontchartrain, swimming amongst the mess down there. And 50 years in the recording business, about half of that with Rounder Records. That must be a career record, an industry record. 25 years with Scott Billington, a great producer, VP for Rounder, A&R Records, or the A&R guy as well. And in the same category, the very next year for Simply Grand, she took home another nomination of the Grammys. Here's another track. It is 50th anniversary celebration of the one and only Irma Thomas, the Soul Queen of New Orleans, here on BluesToDo TV.
Just the thought about you could blow my mind. That's the sweet touch of love, you know it is. I was about to give up, but you came just in time with your sweet touch of love. You brought out the best in me, make me leave the rest of me behind. Oh, yes, you did. You delivered me from loneliness and holiness. Oh, yeah. One little kiss could let you know, boy, I couldn't live without your love, and you know it's true. I found joy I had been missing for so long. It was a sweet touch of love.
Oh, that's an Alan Toussaint song. Yes, we're going to feature him later, too. He's in the BluesToDo calendar. Alan on the keyboards and one of the best songwriters out there. And, of course, Irma always picking the good tunes. That one actually came from her '92 release, True Believer. Alan plays on the recording. David Torkanowski, another great keyboard player. Herman Ernest III, that's Dr. John's drummer. She pulls all the great musicians out. Sonny Landreth, Dirk Powell playing some banjo, Doyle Bramhall II. And as I said, most of this is produced by Scott Billington. Some of it's reissued, some of it's brand new. 3 tracks are guest projects, and here's one of them. I really like this. Joe Henry produced it, a Bessie Smith tune from '06. Give it a whirl, Backwater Blues, here on BluesToDo TV.
There was trouble taking place in the lowlands. trouble to make a poor woman wonder where she's gonna go. They rowed a little boat about 5 miles across the pond. Say they rowed a little boat about 5 miles across.
Oh, and she looks good, doesn't she? She's in her prime, winning Grammys and nominations in recent years, sounding better than ever, the one and only Irma Thomas. And basically covers her career from 85 to 09, some of the highlights. They didn't put any of Sing It on there. That was one of the most best-selling releases, of course, with Marsha Ball and Tracy Nelson included. Yeah, if you want to get a good one, that's a good one. But anyway, 1% of the proceeds of this album will be donated to Habitat for Humanity International. You know that Irma Thomas and many New Orleans residents have benefited from the work of Habitat for Humanity, so I had to mention that. Again, that last one produced by Joe Henry for a project called For Our New Orleans on the None Such record label. There's stuff from Rhino. It's really a great compilation. Some Doc Pomus recordings. They do I'm Your Puppet. Oh, yeah, you know that one. Oh, I knew you knew that one. All right, it came out in August, in late August. It is Irma Thomas, Grammy-winning soul legend from New Orleans, and in her heyday. I hope we get to see her in Seattle sometime soon on that Blues-to-Do list. And our CD of the week, love featuring that one. We'll do it every week. It's fun. We start the show with it. We kind of sample something new. I'm overwhelmed with new stuff right now, so I'm going to have to make some tough choices in the next few weeks. But tonight, in the Blues-to-Do calendar, we'll get to that shortly. I wanted to mention the reason of the week for the blues. I don't know what your reason is. Let's see. Would it be, anybody got an idea? Okay. No job. All right. That would be, yeah, no benefits, no health benefits. I started saying I was going to grow my hair till everybody got health care. It's kind of poetry, a little poetry there. Yeah, that's maybe a little gnarly, but it's getting longer back here, so you never know. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. You went there, sorry, but I'm not going there. Okay, so this is an all ages show. Let's see. Back to what I was saying. Whatever your reason of the week for the blues is, you go ahead and send it in. You might get yourself a personally signed harmonica from the one and only Lee Oscar. Great guy. He does once a month showcase down at the Highway 99 Blues Club. Usually the last weekend of the month on a Friday or Saturday night. But the one and only Lee Oscar from War is very generous. He's given us a harmonica every single month to give away, engraved with your name on it. That's pretty collector item stuff. And Lee Oscar signs it with one of those engravers. So we've given one a month away, and we'll do that through the end of the year. On the December month, on the last month of the year, we'll do a huge package. So get your name in the running. You want to, get the T-shirt and the hat and the sticker and the whole rack and every key that he puts out and everything. So, yeah, Lee Oscar, thanks for giving us some fun stuff to give away. We also get CDs and tickets and T-shirts, so whatever we put in the grab bag, you win for that week. But give us your reason of the week for the blues, either in the email or phone. In the mail is fine, too. I still get mail and work with it. Stamps still do work most of the time. All right, our calendar kicks it off. I know Maria Moldauer was in town last weekend. We were off. We took the week off. And I didn't open the mail. I didn't get the new CD from her until after she was in town. But she's got a lot of Canada dates. So if you're going to Canada, you could still see her with the Garden of Joy Jug Band. And I was just pulling some potatoes this week, getting a few last green beans out of that garden. So the Garden of Joy Jug Band here on BluesToDo TV with Maria Moldauer. A little sample of this brand new CD.
Diplomacy. I'm put on hold on the phone for what seems like eternity. The phone gets disconnected, but that's all right with me. Won't somebody just throw me a bone so I can chew the thing along? Won't somebody allow me to roam so I can get on safely home? Never in my day have I seen so much in my way. I'm just dodging bullets everywhere I turn. If it wasn't for this losing, I'd be winning every day and make a diplomatic way something to learn. Well, I go in to cash a check so I can buy a firm. The bank is out of money, and besides, it ain't my turn. I'm very diplomatic as a way to get my bread. The lady wants to CID. Is it something that I...
That's right. You can check the Canada dates at our website. I don't have them on me at the moment, but it's www.BluesToDo.com. A lot of those Canada dates spread all over BC, Toronto, some other places. But having a lot of fun. Yeah, she has Del Rey and Steve James, a bunch of people joining her on that release. A lot of fun. It is, what'd she call that? She called it good music for bad times, something to that effect. For hard times, yeah, so get your jug bands out. That'll lift your spirits, especially on a Friday night. That kicks off our Blues to Do calendar. We're going to get right into it, though, with John D. Holman, more of the Piedmont Intensive Weekend coming up in Port Townsend. They have a concert on the Friday night, the 16th, right up there at McCurdy Pavilion, but they also take over the grounds for the weekend. Another one of those mini Port Townsend Blues Weeks coming up in October, the 15th through the 18th. Here's a little sample of John D. Holman on Blues to Do TV.
Gotta let your doggone head go ball. Yes, I come to find out this morning, God bless your heart. Baby, you didn't need no hair at all. You know I bought that woman a wig about 2 weeks ago. Woke up this morning, she looked over, she said, Daddy, I want 2 more. I said, no, babe. You are the weak one, I've gotta go. Yes, when I come to find out early this morning, baby, you didn't need no hair at all. I bought that woman a wig.
Oh, the great John D. Holman is going to be up there all weekend. They also have Lightning Wells. You saw his picture. Thanks to my crew for showing that. And they're also going to have Michael Roach up there. A great crew, a great staff, if you will, for the weekend of 15th through the 18th in Port Townsend at Centrum. They're doing an intensive Piedmont weekend. That should be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, take Thursday off, all right? Take Thursday off. Yeah, you can do that. And not just Friday. Alan Toussaint or Toussaint, it depends on where you're saying it. If you're in New Orleans, you say it differently, all right? If you're in France, there we go. You say it differently. Anyway, he's got a quartet, part of the Earshot Jazz Festival. Here's a little sample of the one and only Alan Toussaint. Yes, indeed. He is part of the Earshot Jazz Festival. They've had him before for that. What a treat. And usually steals the show if he opens for someone. He did that with Mavis at the zoo the other month in June. Some photographers were out there snapping, though, some really fun shots. Alan Toussaint, either way, will be at the Earshot Jazz Festival Triple Door Sunday, October 17th, and also in Anacortes. I did that wrong. He'll be in Anacortes at the Blues Festival up there on the 17th. Then on the 18th, Sunday, he'll be doing 2 shows, 7:30 and 9 o'clock down at the Triple Door, part of that Earshot Jazz Festival. All right, more. John Hyatt and Lyle Lovett doing a show together at Pantages, October 18th. Here's a little John Hyatt. Great songwriters, both of them, and very bluesy guys. Here's a little sample.
You gotta lift up every stone now, says you gotta lift up every stone now, says you gotta lift up every stone now, sister, gotta clear this field and build that wall. He was a prince of the county to the manor born. The sheets were bloody and dirty and torn.
Oh, yes, that's our current Blues to Do calendar. Then we're going to take a peek at the future Blues to Do calendar. Just a couple things to look out for. Doug MacLeod is doing a gig, that's right, a gig at Gig in the Narrows over there in Gig Harbor. Barbara Hammerman hosting on the 24th of October. It's a Saturday. They do a 2 p.m. show. And then he's at Dusty Strings in Fremont on the 25th. A couple of lessons, I assume, 12:15 and 2:45. They always do little workshops down there. Doug MacLeod, another great songwriter in the blues. You Just Can't Take My Blues. This has Carrie Bell all over this release. Here's a little sample from the Audio Quest label of Doug MacLeod here on Blues to Do TV.
You can take my money, you can take my car, you can take my woman if you can get that far. There's only two things that you can't do. You can't walk where I walked, and you can't take my blues. You can take my bourbon, you take my beer. You can take yourself right on out of here. There's only two things that you can't do. You can't walk where I walked, and you can't take my blues.
Another great example of a great songwriter in the blues, Doug MacLeod. As I said, some dates toward the end of the month. The 24th in Gig Harbor, the 25th at Dusty Strings in Fremont. Look for James Harmon. We're going to wrap it up after that because we got some great live music for you. With Nathan James Band, they won the 07, or he won the 07 acoustic category at the International Blues Talent Competition. Look for them at the Upstage on the 26th in Port Townsend. Also at Egan's in Ballard on the 27th. That's a rare opportunity. And the 29th at the Rockfish in Anacortes. There's more dates for Nathan in early November. A little bit of James Harmon for you. Classy guy here on Blues to Do TV.
Well, every time I think about this life of mine, whoa, every time I think about this life of mine, I realize, Mama, that you was my worst crime. I get up every morning, baby, with the rising sun.
Oh, yeah. I think the first time I saw him live was in Memphis at a little juke joint off in the suburbs somewhere. But what a treat. James Harmon coming to our town on our Blues to Do calendar in the future category. You can always catch this calendar in podcast form. Thanks to John Gulla for doing that at www.bluestodo.com, where you can find more calendar events. We've got Andrew Junior Boy Jones, Jimmy Thackeray and the Drivers, John Hammond, all on our calendar. Look for John Namath in early November. Also John Mayall, Mose Allison, Leon Russell, more Taj Mahal with his trio, D.K. Stewart, who's going to be on this very TV show, B.B. King, the Four Tops and the Temps. We got a fat calendar of great music coming our way. So stick around. We'll always turn you on to the highlights right here on the Blues to Do calendar TV version. All right. Tonight, some great guys in the blues business here in the Northwest. Often found in Ballard over at the Connor Byrne. First Wednesday, they host a jam from the past and have for years. And award-winning jam, I might add. And they are also doing some dates coming up once a month at Highway 99. They are Maxwell Street Revivalists, Guy Quintino and Greg Roberts. Put your hands together for the Maxwell Street Revivalists.
Well, thank you, Marlee. You're a very kind and gentle host. S. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. don't know what to do, you're gonna miss me when I'm dead and gone. Oh, babe, I know you're gonna miss me, child, when I'm dead and gone. Well, bye-bye, babe. I hope we meet again. You won't be so evil. You won't have so many men. You're gonna miss me when I'm dead and gone. Oh, babe, I know you're gonna miss me, child, when I'm dead and gone. Yes, a Muddy Waters song. And we're going to do another one here that we featured on our first, we did our Muddy Waters tribute last month, and this month we're doing Magic Sam, but we're going to do a Muddy Waters song. Everyone knows about a mean red spider, right? I got a mean red spider, and she been webbing all over town. I got a mean red spider, and she been webbing all over town. I'm gonna give me a mean black spider, gonna tear her cobweb down. When I got a break coming, no need for me to moan. Got a break coming, no need for me to moan. Gotta give me a mean red spider, she gonna breaking up my happy home. All right. If I don't go crazy, I believe I'll lose my mind. If I don't go crazy, I believe I'll lose my mind. Got this mean red spider, and she bother me all the time. All right, we're going to do a Magic Sam song now, and he did this in a different tuning, but we're going to since we're in this open G tuning, we don't want to mess up with the production value here, so.
Great. That's Guy Quintino and Greg Roberts. They are the Maxwell Street Revivalists. I love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, step up to that mic. Let me come around
we're
back
glad to
here.
be here. Thank you, Marlee.
So let's see. Is that a 5/8 or what do you got? Your slide over there?
That's a good question. Many different ones, and my fingers have turned into fat sausages later in my life. I used to use a 18 millimeter. This is a.
Yeah.
This is
Americana.
American made, 15 millimeter.
Well, now I wanted to bring that up because the first Slack Key Festival is happening in Seattle, and I'm going to have a guy on my show next week, Cyril Pahinui. Did I say that right? That sounds Hawaiian, right? Cyril Pahinui.
You're making me hungry, Marlee.
Well, anyway, his great-granddad actually taught the blues guys how to use a slide.
I don't doubt that. They used to do they went through the medicine shows.
Yeah.
The medicine shows.
See, now, you're a student of the blues, Greg Roberts. You're a student of the blues for how many years? Decades, right?
At least 30 years.
Yeah, and you got a vinyl collection that I am jealous of.
His is even larger.
Well, see, now.
You didn't know that, though. She didn't know that till now.
Right. We keep going in the gutter. What happened to this show?
Oh, you know.
It is the blues.
It is the
so,
blues.
hey, yeah.
Well, now, you're also a student of the blues. How'd you guys meet? You must have really right away gone, ding, there's something here.
Yeah, we actually a drummer friend that I used to play with, Brian Gewertz, somehow hooked up with Greg and called me up and said, man, you got to hear this guy. He plays the stuff you love. So I went over and started jamming with him, and I was like, yeah, this is our style, you know.
Well, and Guy Quintino, you've played with Two Scoops. I saw you the other day with Heather. You play with anybody who does something similar to what you like. But this is this is your true love, isn't it? This is some music that you're real passionate about.
Yeah, this is, anything from the vintage 50s Chicago stuff, and then even earlier, the 20s, 30s, Tampa Red, stuff like that, and all that. I mean, it's all good stuff. Yeah. So Robert Nighthawk's one of my favorites, and that's kind of the whole Maxwell Street revival thing that we're trying to do, is just honor the third Thursday of every month. One of the old guys that it was either around Maxwell Street or actually played on Maxwell Street. It was there since like the late 1800s until the University of Illinois shut it down, along with Mayor Daley.
Yeah, there's now a tennis court there, so you can't go see it yourself, although you can kind of feel the vibe if you want to. But it's a tennis court, yeah. So it was a funky little part of Chicago. It wasn't beautiful, it wasn't pretty, but it gathered some talent that was incredible, and some jam sessions that were probably going down in history for some people in terms of just memorable performances. You were at Maxwell Street. Tell me what you saw.
Well, I didn't. I went down there when they put the tennis courts in there. But seeing all the history and everything, it seemed like it was a place where the salt of the earth all gathered on a Sunday and did their thing. So
it was a huge flea market. So all the vendors would sell, and then the musicians would actually make more money back in the 50s. Junior Wells talks about it. There's a couple of documentaries you can get. One's called Electrified, one's called And This Was Free, which was the early one that has Robert Nighthawk on it. And Junior said they used to make $500 a day just playing down on the street, which was way more than they were making in the clubs, which is way more than musicians make today in the clubs. I mean, local musicians, so.
Set up your drum kit on the corner, man.
And then, the people just swapped their stuff. It was like a huge swap meet down there. And it was more for people who didn't have a lot of money, who was, could make money that way. And, of course, big business always comes in and took it over.
Well, and at the time, there was a migration of a lot of blues artists out of the South, out of the Deep South, up north. So Chicago was like this new frontier for blues people, and a lot of growth all at once happening.
Yeah, it was a big melting pot for everybody. Because the whole Jewish community was there, and even before then, the Russians, and so you could every walk of life was on the street.
All right, we're working up to those Olympics in Chicago. We'll get there. Well, now this bass, obviously you're a fan of Willie Dixon. I got to know that just because who he was.
But Big Crawford is Big Crawford's probably my most favorite, because it was just so simple and just guttural kind of thumping bass, all the early Muddy stuff and Sunnyland Slim and all those guys he played with.
Well, yeah, you're very percussive with this bass. It's not just the notes that you're doing. You're playing off of Greg's rhythm too. I mean, you're very animated for bass player. And what are those made out of? Cat gut?
These are actual sheep guts. Poor little kitties, but poor little sheep.
We love cats, just for the record.
Okay, good. Guy Quintino got the real thing. And some gorilla action on here. Now, not everybody puts a sticker on their bass. It says, "Save the gorillas. Put the gun down." What's the theme with the gorillas here?
Oh, it's just the whole, nonviolence, what was happening in Africa, and it's still happening, and just kind of a little cause, a mini cause, if you will.
Good. We'll build a blues benefit around that. All right. Well, now, I like the shirts. Sort of a contrasting Western thing.
Spy versus spy.
Well, it's like Chicago. I don't know, man. That's kind of Western, but I like the boots. Guy, you are styling. You got a shot of his boots. Okay. Again, Connor Byrne. The first Wednesday they do. Am I right? Jam from the past. It seems like
Blues from the past.
Blues from the past, but it's a jam. It's open.
It is a jam, and we get a lot of great musicians. It changes constantly, so it's never boring. And we also have these wonderful dancers that come out and fill the whole place up for us.
And a little upright piano, kind of a funky living room feeling over there at the former Owl, now Connor Byrne.
Absolutely, yes.
And then on the 15th of this month, and like you said, the third Thursday of every month at Highway 99 Blues Club with a theme, a Maxwell Street revival artist theme featured, if you will. And then on the 17th, you got a big show at a place called Slim's Last Chance. This is a new club for me, just south of the West Seattle Bridge, Finley and First Avenue South. Tell me about that show. You got some other Satellite 4 up there?
Yeah, we have our good buddies, David Hudson and his group, and they do Stax tunes and stuff from the 60s, real great soul band. We don't know much about Atomic Bride, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah. And that's a triple bill on the 17th? Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're opening up, so we'll start at about 9 o'clock, I guess.
All right. So stirring up a little dust from the past, if you will. A couple of our favorites. Now, very danceable stuff. It's not like you're just sitting here playing old school, kind of slow blues on the porch stuff. This is very danceable music.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of our market set. We go out and hit the markets and do the busking, and all the kids run around, and Greg chases them around and makes them cry.
Oh, yes. No.
If we don't get at least one kid crying, then we haven't done our job right.
Oh, no. Oh, I tell you, this was an all-ages show when we started. Well, now, the Acoustasonic, this is your new CD. Tell me about this.
This is about, 13 songs we did or something?
Like that,
yeah. That we recorded these at Guy's place in about 2 or 3 hours, and we just went straight up from just acoustic stuff like we are here. So it's all acoustic on the National and the bass.
That's I like that. That feels so good. And there's no monitor up here, you guys. Usually the bands have a monitor. They don't need to hear it. That's acoustic. They can hear each other just fine. All right, well, I'm going to get out of the way and let you play some more music. Are you game?
Sure.
Okay, cool. It's nice to have you here. Always a pleasure to have you here, Guy. And Greg, I don't get you here enough, so would you come back again?
Yes.
We'll do some more Maxwell Street stuff. I mean,
absolutely.
I can't get enough. I don't know. I'm not hearing any complaints out there. All right. We got more from the Maxwell Street Revivalists. Give it up for Guy Quintino and Greg Roberts here on BluesToDo TV.
Can you do that in that key?
Yeah, in Cairo? Yeah. All right. Well, I went to Cairo, but the water's all over town. Yes, I went down to Cairo, the water's all over town. And them people on the corner, they don't want nobody around. That woman I'm loving, she got washed away. ragged, I'm dirty, broken, homeless too. Well, I'm ragged, I'm dirty, I'm broken, homeless too. But if I clean up, baby, can I go home with Fantastic. Are we doing more here? Okay. Let's go down to the regular tuning room. We're gonna switch tunings here. Give me your E. Close enough for the blues, huh? What are we going to do here? All right, we're going to do a little country. We're in our country attire, so we're going to do a little country shindig here for you. All right. Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. It's just any way you do. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, right, Mama. Any way you do. Well, your mama, she done told me. Your papa done told me too. Son, that gal you hang around, she ain't no good for you. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, right, Mama. Any way you do. We're gonna take you to Bakersfield right now. Well, Mama allow no job talk around here. Mama allow no job talk around here. I don't catch you, Mama don't allow I'm job talking anyhow. Mama allow no job talk around here. Well, your mama allow no whiskey drinking around here. Mama allow no whiskey drink around here. I don't catch you, Mama don't allow I'm drinking my whiskey anyhow. Mama allow no whiskey drink around here. Well, Mama allow no barrel house around here. Mama allow no barrel house around here. I don't catch you, Mama don't allow I'm barrel housing anyhow. Mama allow no barrel house around here. Oh. that's all right for you. That's all right for mama. It's just any way you do. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, right, mama. Any way you do. It's okay, baby. Just roll with it. These lights are putting us out of tune, but we don't care. We're gonna fight right through it. Oh, he's got a tune up. He's got the big bass here.
That's the one problem with gut strings. Everything puts them
It's the same problem with the gut. Okay, 1 minute. We're gonna do.
Yeah, what a great show. We're going to give you a little bit more music, but I want to stop and thank my crew. First off, happy birthday to Amy Watson, who took the week off. Grateful for her help all year. Paul Taylor, I don't know what he does in that control room, but he does a lot. Scott Harding and Brian Rowe doing the audio work tonight. Marilyn Munn, our director. Harpo Howard, our announcer. Dolores Taylor, our floor director. And camera work from Susan Melchert, Lisa O'Halloran, and Madeline Rosenberg. Thank you very much for coming in and helping out with the show tonight. Again, the Maxwell Street Revivalists, also known as Guy Quintino and Greg Roberts, are doing their show at Connerburn the first Wednesday. They're Blues Jam from the past, and then at Highway 99 it is the third Thursday coming up October 15th. They'll feature more of Maxwell Street's artists. And October 17th we mentioned Slim's Last Chance is the venue, Satellite 4 Atomic Bride, and that's at Finley and 1st Avenue South, just south of the West Seattle Bridge. That again, October 17th. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming in. A little bit more of that Maxwell Street flavor. I think all the ladies were dancing, so kick it up. I don't have a website for you, but I know people can get through at one of those dates. And I did a typo. It wasn't Stony Plain that put that Irma Thomas out. It was Rounder Records. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to it. Maxwell Street Revivalists here on BluesToDo TV.
Well, thank you so much, Marlee. You're a very wonderful host. Yes. All right. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know the men go crazy when a woman wears a dress so tight. You know the men go crazy when a woman wears a dress so tight. Well, it's the same old thing that make a hound dog howl at night. Why do all you men trying to shake your big-legged woman down? Why do all you men trying to shake your big-legged woman down? Well, it's the same old thing that make a pit bull hug a hound. Oh, that same thing. Yes, that same thing. Now tell me who's to blame. The whole world's still fighting about that same thing. You know what I'm talking about. You know the men go crazy when a woman wears a evening gown. You know the men go crazy when a woman wears a evening gown. Well, it's the same old thing that make a preacher throw his Bible down. Oh, that same thing. Oh, God, that same thing. Now tell me who's to blame. The whole world's still fighting about that same thing. Let me hear E again. Thank you.
Robert Nighthawks, Kansas City.
This morning, feeling bad. Think about the times that I once have had. I'm gonna move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City, honey, if I don't find you. Give me T for Texas, a T for Tennessee. I ain't after your woman, she's after me. We're gonna move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City, honey, if I don't find you. For that Mississippi River so deep and wide. Find my baby on the other side. We're gonna move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City, honey, if I don't find you. All right. Side. I gotta find my woman, she kiss can't hide. We're gonna move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City, honey, if I don't find you. Give me T for Texas, a T for Tennessee. I ain't after your woman, she's after me. We're gonna move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City, honey, if I don't find you. One more time, yeah. Woo, yeah. How about
Write us a letter, call or email BluesToDo, P.O. Box 22950, Seattle, Washington 98122. Phone at 206-328-0662. Send email to calendar@BluesToDo.com. Blues to Do Monthly is available by subscription, or you can see some of it at BluesToDo.com. Blues to Do TV with Marlee Walker can be seen live Friday at 7 p.m. on channels 29 and 77 in King County, also in Woodinville and Carnation on channel 79 and channel 23 on Broad Stripe. Plus, Blues to Do TV is in Kitsap County, Bremerton, Silverdale, and Mason County, Paulsbo on channel 3 and channel 12. Now podcasting at BluesToDo.com and live streaming at scantv.org. Blues to Do TV, real music for real people.
I got a sweet black angel. I love the way she spreads her wings. I got a sweet black angel. I love the way she spreads her wings. And when she spreads her wings around me, she brings joy and faith in everything. My baby for a nickel, she gave me a $20 bill. I asked my baby for a nickel, she gave me a $20 bill. I asked my honey for a glass of liquor, and that woman, she gave me the whole whiskey still. All right. Hope I didn't make you dizzy there at the end. Thank you so much. Sure. We're tuning up.
Dreamy-eyed woman or Big Bill Brunsey?
Let's do Dreamy Island.
Nice, sweet song.
All right, this is a little change here. I got a dreamy-eyed woman, live down on Cherry Street. I got a dreamy-eyed woman, and she lives on Cherry Street. And she laughs and troubles with every downtown man she meets. Well, I told last night told last night and the night before. Said if you don't quit so much flirting, you ain't gonna be mine no more. She put both hands on her hips. This is the word she said. She put both hands on her hips. This is the word she said. Said, big boy, I wouldn't miss you if the good Lord told me you were dead. Oh, tell me, babe, what more can I do? Please tell me, baby, what more can I do? You'd have to cut my throat, mama, trying to get along with you. Well, I got a dreamy eyed woman, live down on Cherry Street. I got a dreamy eyed woman, live down on Cherry Street. And she laughs and troubles with every downtown man she meets. Thanks, Marlee.